Hello, ladies and gentlemen over there. Thank you for always creating time for the show, Benjamin Zulu Show. Now, you need to understand that the year is moving really fast. That sends one message that for men, you need to increase your speed of searching. And for women, you need to increase the rate of your availability and accessibility. And talking about availability, accessibility, and searching, most of us are still holding to the notion of the conventional ways of dating. That for me, I am not going to date online or through suggestions of friends. But do you know what? Times are changing, so are seasons, right? Now today on the show, Benjamin is going to guide you on how you are going or you're to date using online hookups or suggestions from friends. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Hey, Benjamin.
Hello, and thank you for bringing that, because you can lose your seasons for lacking knowledge, for holding on to self-limiting beliefs, for swearing by your grandmother's name. That you can never appear online, appear like you are parading, appear like you are, you develop interpretations that stigmatize practical skills for the times we are living in. COVID has made things so much so that for the last 2 years, there's a permanent shift. People, if you're waiting for pre-COVID times to come back, they won't come back.
They're in a new season.
This is a new dispensation. This is a new normal now. You better adjust now. What are some of the things that changed? Internet became more available even in our homes. It became more normal now to work online. It became more acceptable now to have gadgets that keep you online and connected. But it also removed the boundary between work and home. Because you're working from home, it removed the boundary. So that we used to work in the office and go back home first. Now the office and home have become merged, sort of. So you can't tell which are the working hours. You're given the workload, you deliver on it. So maybe be working around the clock. So this COVID made some people be locked at home for good. The only time they used to dress up, wash, the only time they used to change their looks is when they're going to work. I know they're working from home. And Zoom we do only here. So people have found a way to never dress up, never get out. And because they're still working, they're still earning, the social life is hibernated. But a bell has not been rung. Churches were shut up, others were still trying to come back. So churches also went online. People now can attend church online. Even when they're still physical, they have adopted the idea of streaming. So people can stay home, work from home, attend church from home, do everything from home, which means they are in their pajamas, in their house dress. People are in there. Hey, brother. Now, the need to change your looks and appear different because you're going out there is almost being phased out. So we are getting to a place, even those who are very traditional, they did not want to use social media or dating apps or dating sites or hookup services. They did not want to use that. The options are being narrowed. And I'm getting pain when I meet proper, well-put guys, husband material, family man, family woman, whose years are passing by and the rest of their life is going up. They have advanced their career. They have achieved things. They are very well together and put together. But they wanted to get married as long as 10 years ago. Hey. Brahma, you don't look like a particularly slow guy.
Yes.
But I don't want you to surely look for one thing for 5 years. My brother. From the time you get ready to buy a house, do you look for it for 5 years?
No.
Either you are looking, you're not serious, you're just talking about it, you're not doing it, or you're looking the wrong place, or you're the wrong guy. Something is off, Bramwell. If you look for husband for wife, 5 years, something is wrong. No. And you can't continue doing the failing method, hoping it will bring fruits. Give your searching timeline the same way you give other goals timelines. The same way, brother. We don't have eternity. But most of these people are reaching 39 and started searching when they were 29. What matters is, at what point did you feel ready? That's what I ask. Because we said there is no defined time when you reach that you must get married. You marry when you're prepared. There's a minimum age at which your brain has matured. We call it 25. There's an age at around which you feel now you want to get socially established. For men in Africa, most of them is 30 beyond. For women, it's 25. Men have more preparation to do because they're the leader. And our social context exposes us to a lot of dynamics and preparations. The average period for Africa is 30. It doesn't mean you can do it at 27 or 28, but the average, those who are prepared, they know what they're doing. They are awake to what they're doing. They're doing that at around 30, 32, 33, the average in Africa. Elsewhere, I told you other dynamics come to play. When you go to other continents and other cultures, there's some other dynamics. The psychology remains fixed. Around 25, that's when the prefrontal cortex is maturing. But the social preparedness and the readiness to handle family and having explored and finished under our education system, when we are getting in, when we are getting out, when we are getting inducted into jobs, when you're interacting with the whole, our context generally is preparing men from around 30 now. For ladies, many of them find that the average of them are saying at around 27. Firstborns get ready earlier. I told you how they are mentored closely and they are groomed into adulthood when they are very young. Yeah. First daughter, many of them, their schedule is lately 2 years earlier. But you find them at 25, 26, 27, they're ready. But the average girl will be feeling prepared. Those who live consciously. Not these other kids who are running around with emotions because they felt attracted to Brahma. Now they're running after Brahma. And she's 22. She can't eat. She has even deferred studies. And can you warn them to stop writing nonsense for me, please? Yeah. This is 2022. Let's start on a clean slate. There's some nonsense he's asking and don't know how to reply to it, Brahma. Somebody telling you I'm 24 with Richard when I deferred the study, got married, I'm stuck here. I don't have a magical wand to wave over people's head and reverse years of stupid decisions. Please announce to them. There was a babu from Loliondo. They can check that one. Maybe he can reverse. Problem. You defy your study. You stop it. You rush it to marry. You get kids. You have no money and you're stuck. And you're, please, I'm here. Please. We said the other day that once you part ways with your brain, nobody can help you in this world. Yeah. Your head is your friend. You can evaluate what is likely to happen after I do this and that. Mm-hmm. You mean people still defer studies to get married? Where are we? Where are we? You can run somewhere because you got pregnant. That time you get married, continue. But what you reap, you will sow. You make your bed. What you sow, you reap. What you make, if you make your bed, you'll have to lie on it. Yeah. Today we are advising the group that the time has come. The group that has been living consciously, they knew what they were doing so that they can do the other thing. The only right marriage is, the only right dating, the only right searching is one you search with your brain on. Not emotions. Yeah. Not emotions. One young man is asking me, I'm 24, been dating the exam for 5 years, we broke up, but I can't forget about her. I I feel insulted when some people indulge some conversations with me. Oh, are you taking me for my friend? Can you look for your other lost peers? You can discuss your lostness. I am not interested. This person has not graduated. They are behind. Still, I don't know, second year, first year, university, 24. Your friends have already graduated. You have been in a relationship for 5 years. Since when did you need a man when you're 19, a woman when you're 19? Already, my friend, you have no guiding vision for your life. You are caught in disaster and chaos. And the deep pit you are in will take prayers, exorcism, therapy, a lot of willpower. It will be a struggle for many years to come. You are behind in your studies, and that should have given you more concern that you're lagging behind. You should have rushed your head. So, Brahma, we are talking about, not these people have been carried by waves. Just because the girl was neighborhood and is beautiful, we started a relationship. So, let us say you've been on a journey of preparation. Let us say now you're ready, and it pains my heart. I told you, when I meet a person who is sober and level-headed, I can see this person. It's a good person. They're family responsible. They just don't know how to search. Mm-hmm. But many of them are held by wrong beliefs. So they want to introduce an option that they should try. Mm-hmm. And even if it doesn't work, you don't die. There's no punishment for trying and failing. Are we together? Why do people fear? Brahma, today I would say, let's sign you up for a hookup service online. Which doesn't look like you. You're one of these polite guys. When you imagine yourself on a hookup service. Because of the perception, the way people have talked about it.
Yes.
Okay. So the first, let me tell you how these dating services operate. Nowadays, have become more centralized society because of internet. And I've told you, these are for people whose job and career situation confines. I did not use it myself. I had an option to move around and look. I had an option to use the traditional social media. I'm coming to traditional social media, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the traditional social media where we are there to socialize. That is also a very good searching place, which I've always recommended. But there's another which is more added, which they go there particularly to attempt and look for people in their face in life. Now, we have dating sites and dating apps, but many of them are not for marriage. They date for sex. That's why people hate them.
Yeah.
It resembles prostitution. So we have look at the site that you're looking at. Look at some of them are not looking for any serious thing. Many of them are perverts. Many of them are they're not serious. So check the reputation of the site. But we have Christian sites, and I'm not saying all Christian sites are good. I'm saying you investigate and find which ones. All right? We have Christian sites. We have companies who simply do matchups. They just hook you up with a person they think your profile and theirs might match. You pay them, all right, and they match you up. I have had a few people in Kenya who are reputed for that service, and some people have been asking, can you start the hookup service? I don't have time for it. It requires time. My hands are full with what I'm doing now. Perhaps in future when things and there, when careers are young, they require a lot of babysitting and putting infrastructure in place. Yeah. Perhaps, but I know what it will take. Only that I would want to do something shoddy. One of the people who, when I do something, I want to be fully in it. So I know guys who are doing it. You pay, they check your profile, you tell them your preferences, they start looking for people of that approximate, and they help you meet, talk, see whether it works. This is the rule. Brahma. I've seen people who, because of the way their career is running them around. Your career can run you around. Your career can take over the direction of your life.
Yeah.
So that you're always on a flight, on a train, on something at work. And you're meeting new people every day, new, but you never stay anywhere long enough to establish a connection. It's like a person who's running constantly. You see them, they're gone. You see them, they're gone. You see them, they're gone. So if your career is running you around, this service is for you. This suggestion is for you. You know, Brahman gets to sit down and talk to people. The people don't get to sit down like you. They're doing deliveries, inquiries, collecting invoices, running around literally. Yours is settled. Yours are routine. People can know where they can find you on Tuesday. But the people have no routine. So if you're being run around, run along with this. Check the guys who do matchups. Pay. Brahma, can you remind these people, my friend? You cannot get fruit without investment.
Yeah.
Fruit comes from roots. You must sink something deep. You must put in money, effort, energy, preparation. Let's remind women what you change when time comes for dating. I hope by this point they have understood the following: that once you sense now my next project is to start a family, dress in the best way that makes you look beautiful, stunning. It's always decent. We're not saying indecent, but dress that way 24/7. At least when you're out. You can call it 12/7. Which hours are people up? But I'm talking about around the week.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about few days. And even when you're going to church, remember, church is, for many people, the only social thing they attend.
Yeah.
The people don't attend anything social. The only social place. Church is spiritual, of course, you go to worship, but because of the communal aspect, that's why we are calling it social. Yeah. The communal aspect. And many people have met their matches in churches. But what if you are dressed like you are taken and settled with Richard? Would the person have noticed you? No. Many ladies are very lazy. They don't use any perfumes. They don't attend to their hair. They do something like an improvisation. So they step on the mirror and improvise. And they even take a photo. And they look like this. And you can't guess. Remember, you're supposed to put on your star. Make sure your dressings make you shine. When Esther was being presented as a potential wife to the king, she had a period of preparation to be given all the spices you want, eat what you want. There should be a change when you are entering the next season of your life of becoming a queen. There should be a change in how you carry yourself, the dressing. Throw away those cylinders, those excessive things, those dresses that look like they're flapping the wind, those things that look like they're funny, and you are just dressing them for warmth, for workout, and na. Throw them out. Donate. Now. Now, change how you dress. Number 2, the other thing you change is you change who you hang out with. Many of your friends are already married and they make you feel very impatient. But part of what we'll be discussing in one of the shows is to tell you what to adjust when you realize pressure is getting to you. People are injecting pressure into you. There are friends who help your patience, others arouse your impatience by making you think you're lagging behind. Brahma, let me remind you how many people, those who married immediately after college or rushed after Form 4, they got married of your friends. How many of them are still married or happily married? 0 or very small percentage. Yeah. Because it was rushed, it wouldn't last. We say you don't rush what you want to last. It doesn't work that way. You want something to stand for long, you dig foundation to the solid rock. They want to build high-story buildings. They first dig down once to find a solid foundation. When you're building a latrine, something on the surface, that is just, you can do, you don't need a foundation because it is not dealing with wind or dynamic. It has no height or longevity. But if you want something with longevity, you give it depth so that you can give it stability. Are we together? So the depth here is preparedness. So we are telling the girl what you change. Number 1 is how you look. The other thing is the kind of people. Always keep changing consciously your friends to adapt you to where you are, your company to where you are. So the other thing you change is the tools you employ, the techniques you employ. One technique is check the clean dating sites and hookup services and sign up quietly. You don't need to announce yourself. Are we together? Put up your profile, put up the best picture. And when they give you a person to meet them tentatively, like a friend. I'm getting to know a new person. When you meet on a first date, you discuss your journeys through life. Are we together? Sometimes you hook up through phone, again, because of the online aspect, or through Zoom, or through what. We said phones help you to establish preliminaries to see whether there's any minimum connection to warrant a meeting. Are we together? Always start on phone to know whether there's any need to meet. Don't meet when there is totally blank, because you might find it was a total wastage of time. There's a way you can see the pictures or the video or the chatting, and they are thinking there's no congruence. Drop and move on. Pay the service. Let them give you everybody they can help you meet. Always don't pay for one matchup, because they don't know you. They can see your profile, your job, and all that, but they can't see your emotional makeup, your psychological makeup. There are other attributes that for you that cannot be seen. So always negotiate that. Once I pay, I meet everybody you have. And pick whether, because you may meet 5, 10, and there's none. There's none that matches. Another kind of technique you want to use, Bramwell, is referrals by friends. Your friends know you and they know your journey in life. They might meet people. Bramwell, right now, you may have a single lady who you know is very nice. You meet another guy and the lady comes to mind. Why would you not refer? Why would you not tell her, hey, meet that friend of mine, you're in the same season in life? That does not say anything or they are desperate or anything. It's just helping them to get to know a new person. That is very healthy. Only that, don't bring huge amount of expectations that this must work. No. You are meeting tentatively the same way I know you're looking for a car and I've seen the car like that. Would you want to check that car in a certain yard? Check that number. You go check. I looked at it. Okay, it's not exactly what you will. Okay, let's keep searching. That's the attitude with which you meet new people. Are we together? No emotional entanglements, no sex, no money, no huge promises. Discuss your journeys in life. Are we together? When you meet a new person, hello, yeah. Denno, give me your number. Yeah, I know Dennis from some place. So, how is your evening? Can we catch up? Yeah, let me call you when I get home. So my name is so and so, and we don't keep it in front of us that we are searching. We all know we're in that season. This is a market. Take it. Once we meet in the market, we all know we are here to sell and buy. Are we together? It's a given fact that when you enter to this cow market, so you are coming to sell a cow or you want to buy a cow. Please, don't complicate issues. You enter this market, we know you are after that. So, okay, let's discuss. Tell me the history of your cow. Discuss. Now you are the cow, but we are not calling you a cow. The most uncomfortable part about dating is that for the first time in life, you are the commodity. There before you have sold other commodities. But now, the commodity and the seller. And you're trying to market yourself. It's very uncomfortable for people who have been taught to not to focus on themselves. They are humble. They are focusing on others. That's why good people get bypassed because they just want to put themselves to the market. It feels very uncomfortable and strange. They don't even know whether it's right. They're not sure. They were taught like, hey, you're supposed to meet them. By the way, no. Quality things can't be done. They require attention. Tell your friends that now you're ready. Are we together? There before you told them to leave you alone. Now tell them not to leave you alone. Tell them now it's time. You're in the market. If they see a referral, you don't mind a referral, all right? And some of them will send you links to a profile to a good girl. It's online. A link. You know, some of them, it's okay, entertain that, just check. Sometimes your sister will look out for you. Brother, when that season comes, that's what you're doing. So don't lock yourself up somewhere. Check the good, clean dating sites and don't go there with too much fear or too much expectation. When you start chatting, check the way of thinking. You're scrutinizing. You get to know that there's a connection. Get to know that you like the way they're thinking, whether their story is adding up. And you don't focus on one person. There's no promise. People kept asking, is it like prostitution unfaithful? And I talk to many people. You are inquiring. These inquiries have no commitment. Are we together? Commitment will come when we agree now. We are beginning to merge ourselves as a union. There before, even if we are meeting over coffee or what, and there's no stated. Women keep saying, this guy asked and I decided to give him a chance. Don't confuse yourself by saying you gave Bramwell a chance. What does the chance mean? Bramwell asked me out and I decided to give him a chance. So it's like they're locking themselves to you. It's like now you have already started something exclusive. No. Just say, I agreed to meet him. That's all. Coffee. That's all. Because there's no relationship. There's no breakup when it doesn't work. I told you to avoid breakups because they are disappointing, tiresome, and they can give you fatigue before you even arrive there. Many people are already tired because of 10 breakups. Don't get into relationships. Don't call yourself boyfriend, girlfriend. You don't need those names. Yeah. Bramwell, I never had a girlfriend, but I have a wife. And I did not skip any stage. I never had, I'm this and so boyfriend. No. Bramwell, I never saw the need. Some of these concepts are Western. And we don't know how to use them. When we try to bring them here, we confuse ourselves. You know, I don't do the West because of love of money. They remain girlfriend, boyfriend for 20 years to avoid taxes. Imagine. Just to take advantage of a certain legislature. To avoid committing and they even sign agreements. Should you divorce, you don't take my money. It's okay. You can protect your assets if you had them. But many of us here did not have a lot to protect. Okay? Now, be real. Why are you signing a prenup with a girl? What is likely to be taken away? It is true. Anyway. I don't mean we don't, but I'm just, their culture there, it's coming from maybe a lot of inheritance. Maybe they are the custodian of the family wealth. And maybe people use marriage there also to swindle others. But I'm saying our culture here did not have that 10 years of dating, 20 years of dating. So what I did is what? I simply searched until I meet a person who will match. Then I engage to them. What is this other thing, brother? What are these other things? When you engage with your fiance, what else? And I fixed the dates and I got married. And here I am. Brother, you don't need to start saying, can we become something more than friends? What is that? Many people are looking for space they can access you, they can access your body, access your life, and they try to give it ambiguous names that have no commitment, but they have access. Okay? They can milk without paying. Because we are special. We are into something serious. What is something serious? Can you use clear language first of all? Brahman, if you want clarity, use clear language. Communication. What are you looking for? What do you want? We are something more than friends. Let us take our relationship to the next level. Which level? Don't confuse yourself with that language. So we're saying, tell your friends that you're available now, and tell them that you can meet up people now. And usually, close friends are usually 3, 1, 2, 3. Unless you have had a friend group of 5 guys over years, it's not easy to build closeness with 5 people. Those are acquaintances. People sometimes you collaborate in properties and assets and help each other. They are in the outer circle. The inner circle is always small because it requires time. And you don't have time to make calls to many people every day. You don't have time to catch up with many people every day. It's always something to do with 1, 2, 3 people. And you have been looking out for each other throughout life. The third element you're going to use, and I want you to be very careful, is ladies you have known and you people you have known and you somehow like each other. There wasn't anything because you knew both of you are not in season and you flow very well and you have commitment, you have connection, and maybe some are at work, some are at church. And sometimes they cross your mind like a potentially good husband, potentially good wife. And they have been somewhere in your peripheries. Some of them can actually become very good partner because you have known them when they are not acting. This is the advantage of the people who you have had connection and you did not friend zone yourself. You are wise enough. Some who are you are connecting, losing touch. You go to a certain, you lose touch. Maybe you knew them when they were young. Maybe you even knew them in college. People keep asking me what to do when they see good people in campus. When you see good people in campus, take note of it. That's all. Do what?
Take note.
Memorize her name, okay? She's called Lillian. There was a girl called Lillian. By now, that lady was level-headed. Back then in campus. Now, when the time comes, you can check up Lillian online. All right? You may find that she's already married. It's okay. Or you may have got in touch in some place. She's still single. Hey, Lillian, how are you? Can you catch up? How is your life? Then you discuss how since days of campus and all that. You may discover she's in the same season you are in. That's very healthy. So the third place is for you to check up friends whom you did not discuss love or possibility of romance before. And if you are the lady, you don't come up and say, now, Bramwell, I'm ready to date. Do you want me? As a lady, you don't approach men like that. I saw somebody asking on YouTube whether Bramwell is married. I said, these people are doing Bramwell is getting market. Yeah, there was a guy doing a show called Wife Material. Now, I hope you're not starting a show. When there's a lady, you notice a guy home who impresses you, get in touch. Get in touch and be dressed like a woman who's in season. The dressing, the energy you put forth should be sparkling. And get in touch with the person. Congratulate them on how you notice them, maybe their work. Or you remember them from some time back. Bramwell, a guy who is searching, he does not need too much spoon feeding. If a woman checks up on you, and you see how vibrant she is, or just how she exists, and she checked up on you, her beauty, how she's organized in life, she was just, even Bramwell, your mind, if you're searching, will kick clear quickly. Could this be a potential? Yeah. Tell women to stop overdoing. Just get in touch. Don't tell a guy you like him. Because you're putting yourself in an awkward position. If he says, okay, I like you back, what next? You've already taken initiative, so you have to take initiative for the next step. Yeah. But if he says he doesn't like you, you feel crushed. Never express. You can like many things about Bramwell without liking him directly, and you communicate the same message. You like the way he does his work, you like his dressing, you can like many things about a person, and they feel liked without you risking a direct rejection or bringing awkwardness. All right? And some guys, they might like you, but they're not ready for a relationship. Yeah. But they may take advantage of your vulnerability if you're not wise. All right? So what do? Get to those websites and check the ones that are clean and hook up services. You can just Google and check if they work for you. If you attempt and they don't work for you, have you lost anything? No. If you find that the past people they have hooked you up with, they look, you don't like it, you don't feel, you just shut down and go. Be open to attempt. The second thing is referrals by friends. And inform your friends and people around you. They have always wished to see you married and they'll be happy. Tell them, if you see somebody now, hook me up. I'm around that time in my life. Okay? The third thing is check up people you knew but you did not date. Check them up afresh now. Many of them are also in that season in life. I know people who reconnected that way and they made a wonderful because the season had arrived and they had concurrently they were together. Yes.
All right, wonderful, Benjamin. Seasons are changing. Now, referrals from friends. Benjamin, people freak out on these referrals because, yes, we are good friends, but what is good for you might not be good for me. That is one reason as to why people say, I cannot use referrals from friends because I don't know who they are bringing along.
What is the risk? If they send you somebody you don't like, What have you lost? So tell people to stop being dogmatic with searching. Bramwell, there are people who are married today and it was a friend's referral. Ask around. People will tell you, I did not know this person, but a girl who knows me met them and told me, I have a friend's cousin's brother. When we attended their birthday, I saw that guy and we happened to chat and I just liked his vibe. How about you meet him? There's no risk in meeting. Oh, by the way, I like Jim too. We are talking, okay, let's see. Eventually it materialized. Bramwell, I'm one of the people who helped people meet and marry more than 2 or 3 couples. Although I was not bringing them together for that purpose, but they took advantage of the situation.
That is where I was almost ended.
I was the common denominator. I knew this one. So, while hanging around me, they met. So, and I rubber stamped. So, that goes like, I know that. But come to think of it, that's a good idea. Go on. So, what did it make me feel? Like I assisted destinies. I felt good. A good friend wants to see you find a good thing. True or false? True. So tell people to stop being too serious with themselves. Brahma, let me also remind you that. So to stop taking yourself too seriously because other people don't. Now, I know you want to think yourself as a... Honestly, people don't take you that seriously. Why are you taking yourself seriously? Take life easy. Brahma, let me remind you. People are more bothered about a pimple in their face than the fact that you can't find a wife. Just an example, of course. But even if Brahma, your house is being locked, but a person has a pimple on their nose, what are they thinking more about? Usually, you are not on people's minds every day. So don't take yourself too seriously. Relax. When you're given suggestions, check them out. If they don't work, smile. Keep going. Are we together? So tell people to stop. No, don't send anybody to me. I want to search myself here. No. We usually say when the time comes for searching, use as many eyes as you have and as many as you can borrow. Borrow eyes. Borrow eyes of friends. You may have a sibling who loves you so much they give you quality advice. Quality. One quality advice was given by my younger sis, who had married ahead of me, of course, was that good girls are rarely alone. So don't ask whether she has anybody. Don't start with that line. She told me, another guy will have identified her potential and he will be trying to squeeze himself into her life. She told me, never ask whether there's anyone. Show the case where you should be the someone, where you should be the one. So, I learned that. And I came to discover it's true. It's true. That became very useful. So I told you I did not find her hanging somewhere looking for. Many of them are in entanglements or somebody is trying to force themselves into their life. Many times you have to rescue her from a narcissist or somebody who is trying to arrest her or somebody running after a psychopath who has noticed she's a high-grade woman. So don't start there. Just connect. As long as she's not married, she's in the market. Are we together? And I told you the same rule applies to you. Once you find a good woman, you keep her hanging around, she's still in the market. Yes.
All right, guys. There you have it. And all said and done, all you need to do sometimes is just to change yourself. And maybe that will change everything. Thank you for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.